हरि ओम. ओम श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः. हरि ओम. Hearty welcome to you all to the Sandipani Sadhanalaya. I was standing outside and I was listening to my introduction, and one wrong information is given to you. And they are committing that mistake. I will have to check what actually they have written on the website. There itself there may be a mistake. Mistake was that I have what you call master degree in physics. I don't know the spelling of physics. So, first thing is, I did up to BSc. I did join MSc, that much is true. But I ran away and came here. So, correction is required. Acha, that's all right. Chinmaya mission, as you know, is a spiritual, our samstha. What does it mean? That if anyone joins Chinmaya mission, becomes member in whichever capacity. The committee member may be or trustee or even brahmacharis. So if we join a spiritual samstha, then what should be our purpose? The purpose must be for our own spiritual growth and happiness. When we say a spiritual organization, it does not mean we organize spirituality. The difference must be understood. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So the purpose must be understood. Suppose someone joins a political party, then that person's ambition is something political or commercial, then it is business. But ours, when we say spiritual, means it is meant for our spiritual growth and happiness. And that should be in such a way that the transformation that which comes in us and happiness which we experience in us, it should be radiated. Once I had read a very beautiful quote. I like to read quotations so that we don't have to read big books. It said, your inner purity is reflected in the smiling faces of people around you. Shall I repeat? Your inner purity is reflected in the smiling faces of people around you. Number one. One more thing I had read. Seek not the innocence of babies, but the purity of saints. Little babies, they look very sweet, cute, right? very innocent, and they give joy and all that. But remember, as they grow, whether the same thing will remain there or not, we don't know. That innocence may turn into arrogance also. So many things. So even though it is said to have that like innocence like children, and they can enter heavens and all that. But there is no guarantee it will remain like that. Therefore, our ideal is the purity of saints, of Santa Mahatma, of Bhaktas. Their purity is true because it is rooted in their spiritual growth, happiness, and devotion for God. Therefore, it is real. Kathopishan also says that those who know this absolute truth, Tesham Shashvati Shantihi. Tesham Shantihi Shashvati. Tesham Sukham Shashvatam. Their Shanti, peace, is absolute, abiding. And the Sukham that they experience is also abiding because it is not depending on any external factor. So when we say our spiritual growth and happiness, I don't make a complicated thing. In this spiritual life, we have to see whether my sense of security or source of happiness is outside, or I feel secured within myself. Like Prahlad, so many things that were done to him, but he had never got frightened. Because it is said about him, he always felt, Aham Govinda Parirambitaha. I am in the embrace of Bhagavan. Outside security, how much you can have? But the feeling that I am safe in the embrace of Bhagavan or lap of Bhagavan, so there is nothing to fear. This is one aspect of the spiritual life. In the same way, does my happiness all the time depend upon outside material objects or people or situations, circumstances? In Hindi, there is one word called paristhiti. Outside circumstances called paristhiti. Other is called manasthiti, the state of mind. If my state of mind depends upon the paristhiti outside all the time, then I am all the time suffering only. But when my mind is at peace, in spite or irrespective of whatever happening around and all that, it may be happening to my body or my financial thing or so many relations, outside stress. People say, I am stressed out. Every little thing, very stressful. I used to ask sometimes people, That's in morning till night you have to do one thing or the other. Does that everything you have to do appears as a big job to do, or it's a joy? You know, the generally the answer is something is job, something is joy. But I tell you, the biggest thing is to get up early in the morning. It's the biggest job. How many people feel very happy getting up and immediately? Aha. Thank you very much. Some people have raised their hands. You know, some people say when they get up, they say, "Good morning, God." Some people say, "Good God, morning." So spirituality means not that you go to some jungle, forest, mountain. You can go if you want, not that. But that is not the sure sign of spiritual growth and happiness. How much our this sense of security, comfort, happiness, joy depends upon outside thing. Now, so many are going to the universities, going another countries and get so many kind of degrees. And for some time they don't get job. They are so nervous and all that. So that knowledge and all degrees, what they have done? They have not become fearless. Or if one job is gone, oh, what shall I do now? घबरा गए. See, Adhyatma is that which makes you fearless. That's why Swami Vivekananda also used to say that the message he gets from the Upanishad is Abhaya, fearless. All the time we are dependent on all outer things, you know. What is that? What is the use of all our knowledge also? And every little thing is only upsetting us. The upset word, you know, the other is called setup. Little change in the setup, man is upset. I want to tell a very practical thing. Spirituality means to have that feeling of independence. All these things, they do not depend upon all that. To discover that within ourselves. That's what that makes the people great. Number one, okay. This all knowledge, this kind of independence, all that comes from knowledge. And from where do you get that knowledge? That source of knowledge. We say the highest source of knowledge, Praman, are the Vedas. Then the literature that is there, all Vedanta Granthas are there. Bhagavad Gita is there, Bhagavad is there, Ramayana is there. Now just think, in this ever-changing world, how many empires came and went away? They are ruins only. But knowledge is there even now. That's why we say knowledge is anadi, anant, imperishable, avyayam. Among all kinds of branches of knowledge, Bhagavan himself said, Adhyatma Vidya Vidyanam. The spiritual knowledge, and which is the really Atma, the spirit of our Bharatvarsha. Bharatvarsha. You read Ramayana, right? Ravana could not be killed by anyone. It is said even Bhagavan was cutting off his head, again they were coming up. Again they are coming up. Because the secret was, Tulsi Ramayana says, in his Nabhi, there was Amrita Kumbha. So, if as long as it is there, you do any other kind of thing, nothing will happen. From this, what we understand is, our Daivi Shaktis, as long as we preserve this Amrita Kumbha of our spirituality, nobody can do anything. And this knowledge comes from the Pramana called Vedas, Shruti, Smriti, Itihas, Purana, all that. Do you know how Bharat was invaded by many? And they burned so many libraries also. So many books. Could they burn knowledge? They could not burn knowledge. Because knowledge is within us. I remember when Lokmanya Tilak, he was imprisoned in Burma. Now they call Myanmar and all that. There he wrote Gita Rahasya. And the book was confiscated by British people. Because they are always afraid of vichar. So when his admirers came to know, they were very sad. And they said, we are afraid that they may destroy that book. Tilakji said, they may destroy the book, but the whole thing is with me. I can rewrite the whole thing. Luckily, they did not burn that book. It is even now also available. But he was not afraid. So therefore, I would like to tell you, the most important aspect of our Chinmaya mission is this spiritual knowledge, which inspired our Puja Gurudev. And he said, this message must go away. Right? Now, you are already told that this next year, the 75th year of our Chinmaya mission, and so many things are going on. I tell you only one thing today. Please take this literature that it is produced by our mission. You know, Gurudev, when he started his Dhyan, immediately used to start making book and Yajna Prasad used to give. Why he says you must have studied groups and all that immediately? Because the knowledge is only saving thing, I am telling you. तो भगवद गीता से नहीं ज्ञानेन सदृशम पवित्रमेव विद्यते. There is nothing as purifying as knowledge. Also, Bhagavan said, the one who promotes, propagates, spreads this teaching of Gita, Bhagavan says he is that person dearest to me. Now, see, our Bal Vihar classes also, if you start, you need books or not? For Yuva Kendra also you need book. Study class also. There are various courses that are online, offline, whatever. Without books, you don't. So my point is, biggest service you will do if you'll study, and not only you buy this book for yourself, but each one of you should keep stack of books all that and go on giving. Whether you sometimes you can sell also, you can have book sell in your own place also. That's what I do all the time, people. Even if you go to my room now, I always keep there. And I say, go and take any book there. This, if you do more and more, many times I have seen how beautiful books have come. People even don't know that such book is there. If you ask, have you seen that? No. Okay. So now this you have to do. Now also there are behind there. Nothing should remain there. Nothing should remain. That means they have to pack and put in a box. This spread this knowledge. On this occasion, I want to tell one more point. Sometimes I feel sad that all our things, everything is going on in English language. I am not against English, against any language. A language is language. That is all right. But we are forgetting our own language, our mother tongue also. Right? Forgetting is one thing again. And then again, sometimes we feel it is lower. In fact, I have to speak in this language. अगर इंग्लिश में बात करेंगे तो कैसा देखो, यदि मैं वृद्ध महिलाएं दूसरी भी है, उन सबको मैं माँ कह के पुकारता हूँ, वो बहुत अच्छी बात, लेकिन अपनी माँ को भूल गया तो बहुत गड़बड़ हो गई कि नहीं? हाँ, तो आप अंग्रेजी पढ़ो, इंग्लिश पढ़ो, नो प्रॉब्लम, करो, लेकिन अपनी भाषा को मत भूल जाओ। अभी क्या हो रहा है कि कोई लोग अपनी अपनी भाषाओं को बोल लेते हैं, कन्वर्स समझ लेते हैं, पर पढ़ना वगैरह नहीं आता। So then what happens, when you don't know how to read your own language, you deprive yourself of such a huge literature, or particular spiritual literature that in all our Indian languages that is there. I mean, what is happening, we are all the time depending on English translations, if at all that. Okay. That's why whenever I get chance to conduct a year in Marathi language, recently I did in Kolhapur, Hindi, इंग्लिश में भी करते हैं। सभी भाषाएं अच्छी, भाषाओं के साथ कोई समस्या नहीं, बट अपनी चीज को भूल जाना वो अच्छा नहीं है। So not only we should know our language just for conversation and all that, but also to read. You write also is very good, but read. Now I know Marathi, reading and all that, so then I can read Samarth Ramdas, Swami Das both, Eknathi Bhagavad, Jnaneshwari, all that. I can read, no? I do read. Okay. So I am not going to speak more and more. So I have told you few points. That Chinmaya mission is spiritual organization. So here, whatever we do in a mission or at home or at our profession, office, everything must be for our spiritual growth. And that means not depending on the external things. Our happiness, our security, our fearlessness should be within us. Second thing I said, big empires may come and go, but knowledge cannot be destroyed. That knowledge is there in literature, therefore, Jnana Raksha must be there. So, spread that literature as much as you can. And one more thing I said, do not forget your language. आपकी जो भी कोई भाषा होगी, वो आपको सिर्फ सुनने बोलने में नहीं, पढ़ने में भी आनी चाहिए, और उस भाषा के ग्रंथ भी आपको पढ़ने चाहिए. तो देखो आपको क्या आनंद मिलेगा. तो अभी अगले साल जो 75 वर्ष के हैं, गीता चैंटिंग कंपटीशन मेरा है. हम गीता पाठ क्यों करते हैं? क्योंकि पहले पाठ करेंगे तो इसका अर्थ क्या है वो जानने की जिज्ञासा होगी, और फिर ज्ञान भी होगा, और ज्ञान का फल ये है जीवन की पूर्णता. इसलिए पढ़ना है. हो गया. अब भगवान का, गुरुदेव का नाम लेते हैं. आपको आगे भी कुछ करना है तो करो. ओम मंगलम ओंकार मंगलम, गुरु मंगलम गुरुपाद मंगलम, ओम मंगलम ओंकार मंगलम, ओम मंगलम ओंकार मंगलम, गुरु मंगलम गुरुपाद मंगलम, गुरुपाद मंगलम, गुरुपाद मंगलम. सद्गुरुनाथ महाराज की. अभी मैंने आपको किताबों के बारे में, वन पर्टिकुलर बुक आई वांट टू टेल यू, इट्स कॉल्ड द वुमन सीकर. आप इस किताब को जरूर लीजिए. हरि ओम. धन्यवाद.